And they have this party that I've never seen. Like, the way they party. You know how most parties, I guess, us 90 babies did it back in the day? We used to turn up the old-fashioned radio, play some beer pong, have sex and die by a killer later.
Yeah.
Simple things. Yeah.
Let me tell you how it's about to go. Let me show you the towel you're about to throw. This is hip-hop, try to run in our house or knock your ass straight out the door. I'm the enemy's epitome, the fantasy, my tendency to mentally give your career the death penalty. I instantly advise you to match my intensity. Try to fit my brain like Jackie Kennedy. I'm so tired of the why not, tired of putting MCs in a pine box. You motherfuckers couldn't even hit me in my blind.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Lostlegendstv, we are Ready MC, and I'm Ray.
I'm Dust.
Episode 3 to Chucky. We are here to review.
Spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen it. First off, how did episode 2 end? It ended with Chucky talking Jake into committing murder.
Yeah.
Me and you talked about it. We were like, all right, first of all, I don't think he's going to do it.
No, you're going to bitch out.
Started through episode 3. He was about it. I was like, God damn. What?
Called it.
Basically asking Chucky about his first time killing. Chucky does that amusing thing about like him doing the voodoo shit. It was just, how'd you get into this? Like, no. Like, how'd you get into murder? So they basically set up Chucky's first kill, which they tell throughout the episode. I'll tell the whole thing, or Ray will tell the whole thing at the end.
Because it's spaced out. It's not like they tell you the whole story and then the rest of the episode follows. They put it in periodically.
He gets Jake to go try to track down Lexi. Basically telling him, you got to get her alone. You got to find out this different area. Before this happens, he was at school. Devin is acting weird now. Because we talked about it in the first episode. He was trying to get him to do, he was trying to be friends. Second episode, it was kind of like Devin was feeling him. Like, you kind of got that vibe, and like he was trying to hide that from his mom. This episode, it seemed like he was interrogating them.
Chucky and Jake talk in bed, because it picks up directly where the second episode leaves off.
Yeah.
Same room, same time setting. Lexi is jogging in the woods on this trail. While this is happening, Chucky's giving this dialogue, like giving Jake pointers. Somehow he's able to track Lexi's phone, which I didn't really understand unless Chucky did that while he stole the phone in the first episode, but whatever. And he goes to stab Lexi, but it's actually Jin.
Because they were wearing like the exact same outfit or whatever.
Evidently, he had her phone, listened to her playlist. But to play off of that in school, like James was saying, it seems like he's interrogating him because his mother had mentioned to Devin's mother had mentioned it to him, that you need to stay away from Jake. And ever since then, Jake is like basically interrogating him because early in the episode when they have a conversation in the hallway, he records it. Mm-hmm. Instead of feeling him and trying to be his friend, he's now trying to puzzle piece all this shit together like he's having doubts about Jake now. Another
weird thing that happened was, we got the teacher back. And the teacher was telling Jake that she's going to set up a parent-teacher conference, but it's going to be Lexi's parents and his guardians now, which is his uncle and his aunt. And it was basically to talk about how Lexi was doing her bullying and shit, which was, she went above and beyond in episode 2. I thought he was getting text, and I couldn't tell who it was from, because you keep hearing his phone go off.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, ding. The whole during the conversation, like, ding. Sometimes it was ding, ding. Like back to back. Like, who the fuck's blowing this man out like this? It was a tracking thing. After Jin, like, freaks out on Jake about trying to... Well, he didn't even see the knife.
Yeah, he didn't see the knife.
He just thought it was weird that he was stalking him. He goes and tells Lexi, look, you gotta go apologize to Jake for that fucked up shit you did. And she was like, nah, fuck that. And then her sister was having that episode. She was freaking out. Yeah. And it was like, there's 2 things that she likes. She likes her sunglasses. She likes that blanket. And they tried to give her the sunglasses. She said no. And it's the only time I've seen Lexi, nice to her sister. Because a lot of it's like she's a brat or whatever. Like,
she wanted nothing to do with her.
Nothing to do with her. She was actually nice to her in this moment. And she said she wanted Chucky. That's the only thing she wanted. She wanted Chucky. Lexi decides to go to apologize to Jake at his house
while he's in the garage, and he has an arsenal of fucking blades. Gardening tools, fucking machetes, fucking saws, and he's just sitting there.
The fucking
shit out.
What is it called? It looks like the Green Root scythe or whatever, but he had one of those.
Scythe, the fucking small sickle. Some of the shit I don't even know what you would need it for, other than for just context of the fucking TV series.
She goes to apologize, and it's the most unsincere apology you probably ever heard in your life.
Because she contradicts everything she says at first.
Yeah.
With something smart and just whatever.
And the only thing I can think of is like she was actually trying to somewhat apologize. Her inability to say something in a smart ass way. She was like, "I'm sorry. I can understand how what I did might have offended you. Like might have.
What?
Like she's lucky he ain't being an ass right then and there. I'm gonna just be real. Towards the end, she's like, "Yo, look, I'm really sorry." And she's like a moment like you actually feel like she might have been sincere, and then she goes back on it. I think people underestimate my humility. Like, bitch, no, stop. He kind of accepts her apology. Like he had so many opportunities to kill this bitch because her back was to him at the beginning. He could have just bam, that's it. I get him not wanting to do it in that moment because
extremely hard to hide it.
Right there, like I think he was in a garage or something like that.
The garage doors was open.
It's wide open. If somebody walks by, they saw that. That's it. I mean,
because even the front door was visible from right there.
Mm-hmm. She tells him the main reason she apologized was she wanted to have Chucky. He knows damn well if he gives Chucky to Lexi, Chucky gonna kill Lexi. So she goes back on her apology. It's like, so I went out of my way to apologize for you for nothing. And then she stormed off and was acting like a bitch to him again, and it pissed him off to where he's having a conversation with Chucky and he's stabbing this mannequin as violently as humanly possible. I mean, fucking everything. He fucking even did the gut rip thing. It's fucking insane.
Doing reps.
Yeah.
So during Jake's heated episode of him stabbing the fuck out of the mannequin, Chucky basically talks him into it. She needs this, and she's gonna get what she deserves. And Jake's like, I couldn't kill her in my garage. And Chucky's like, pussy.
Yeah.
He said that too.
Yeah.
Finally, Chucky comes with this idea. He's like, hey, I have an idea. Why don't we give her what she wants? Jake's like, what do you mean? Me.
Yeah.
And so it happens. Jake walks to Lexi's house. He's like, hey, maybe I overreacted. I accept your apology. I want to give Chucky to your little sister, Caroline. Lexi reacts like, thank you, but we're not fucking friends.
Yeah.
She says that
touched. She was touched for a second. But we ain't fucking friends. I want you to understand that shit.
So they go in the house. Caroline's all fucking excited, jumping up and down excited. They have this conversation with her parents. Chucky kind of plays it off like, I like to be hugged. Parents are in awe because I guess they never see Caroline act this way towards something. She's calm, she's collective, she's loving. And Chucky says, I like to be hugged. He goes to hug Caroline and you can hear whisper something into her ear. And then Caroline, hey Lexi, Chucky wants to hug you. And she's just sitting there I really don't want to do that. Well, one thing that made me laugh was she holds Chucky up he's waiting. And then they have this group hug between Chucky, Lexi, and Caroline. And then we continue.
So we go to the parent-teacher conference. We got Mrs. F, I'm assuming the principal. And then you got Lexi's parents, which is the mayor and her husband.
Logan,
and
Bree's gone.
Bree. So they're waiting on Bree. They're all there waiting on Bree. The mayor, she says something about some mayor shit. And Bree walks in traffic was terrible. But we all knew that she was probably fucking somebody.
Sideswiping that fucking Range Rover.
Had to have been. So they start talking, and they're talking about how they don't do bullying. And the mayor keeps chiming in. She keeps chiming in like she's like it's a political debate. That's a good reason. I also donated this money to stop this. Okay, cool.
It's basically bribery. Vote for me.
Yeah, Lexi is bullying Jake, but she says, no, it's Jake's fault. Jake did all that stuff at the talent show. No, she's been doing it worse. Look, I will not have this. And she goes to leave. Mrs. F is like, one of the students brought this to my attention. And she pulls up the video of Lexi as Jake's dad shaking and convulsing from dying from electricity. Lexi's dad is like, what is that? And the mom doesn't say anything. She just stares at the fucking camera. Logan is she's dressed as my brother. And they all immediately knew hey, she took this too far.
They didn't say shit after that either.
No.
Because there's nothing they could say.
No, again, there is no defending that. It cuts and then Lexi is sitting in the living room with, Caroline and Chucky. They're watching the fucking news. Lexi's like, weren't you watching Westworld? Like, Chucky said life's too short. He wants to watch the news. I was like, all right. Okay. Well. So she leaves. Chucky just hops up, just follows behind her. And you get the POV from Chucky. And then Lexi opens the door. Bunch of fucking people. She invited a whole bunch of people.
Oliver, Jin, and some other unnamed teenagers.
Well, Devin was there.
Devin was there too.
They're having a party. Well, since the parents are going to be gone. Because apparently they were going to a movie after the parent-teacher conference.
And they have this party that I've never seen. Like the way they party. You know how most parties, I guess us 90 babies did it back in the day? We used to turn up the old-fashioned radio, play some beer pong, have sex and die by a killer later.
Yeah. Typical things.
Yeah. They vibe out with headphones. They all got pairs of headphones. The only one that's not really vibing is Jin at this point because Oliver's clearly working his way towards Lexi, trying to get in them pants.
And she's playing into it. Mm-hmm. Pretty fucking heavy.
Jin just, he's not having it. Well, actually, Lexi walks to Jin's like, hey, let's dance. And Jin's like, I don't really dance, it's not my thing. She's like, come on, I love this song. And what I respect about Jin, at first I said he was a bitch for not doing anything for fucking Oliver trying to steal his girl.
Because like, whole party, it was like that.
Then he pulled one out. While they was dancing, he did this little, like the throwback romantic thing. And Lexi loved that shit. And fucking Oliver's face just started fucking boiling red like, fuck you. And then Jin just stares him down like, what's up, motherfucker?
He didn't really stare him down. He caught eyes with him, but it wasn't like Gigi was about to like, hey, bitch, let's fight.
It turned out like
it was kind of like, yeah, I got you, but like a coy way. Like he didn't want to like actually confront. I'm not saying that Ginger wouldn't fight. He didn't seem like he was ready to be in that mode.
But he did that to make a
point. Like basically, this is my girl. Back up. We have a scene where like Jake goes to the cemetery. And he's talking to his mom and his dad, who have like grave plots right next to each other. Telling his mom he's sorry, and then telling his dad he was sorry for not being the son he wanted to be. Lexi was putting Caroline to bed. And I thought that the party was over at this point, because it was just Jin and Lexi. They were both putting Caroline to bed. Lexi had to sing Caroline to sleep. You remember the song that she sung?
Don't Fear the Reaper. I hate to say it. She's a good singer.
Yeah.
And that was a very dope song of choice, whoever wrote this.
I would not have thought that's what something she was going to sing. So they leave. She goes to sleep. She tucks both of them, her and Chucky in. My favorite, like legit my favorite scene of the whole episode. Chucky like starts moving like after they've left the room. He just looks, he's like, hey, kid, I'm going to go kill your sister. You want to come along? She's like, I'm sleepy. She's like,
love it.
She's like, I'm sleepy. She turns over and goes to sleep. He's like, you snooze, you lose. And then he can't get out of the fucking covers. He's like snug as a fucking bug. And then he gets his knife and he just cuts the thing.
I thought for a second that was going to be it. Like, Chucky couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But now he got out.
So he uses basically a pocket knife, like a switchblade, and just cuts that shit open. Lexi never said anything about that. He goes looking for her. He can't find her. Caroline comes out during the middle of the party. Chucky's gone. My first instinct, if that was me, and like that's my little sister, I would have been like asking people around the party. Like one of them had to have gone. She didn't. She started looking around for this fucking doll, which didn't make too much sense to me. Caroline's asleep, back in bed. She has a joint. She goes to her room and she lights up a joint. And she's gonna sit in her room and chill. Chucky is trying to find a vantage point to kill Lexi. You see him and like he's waiting around the corner and then bam, he goes for it. And he gets Oliver, like right in the leg. And Oliver had headphones on, but he took them off. He's like screaming in pain. And Chucky's like, oh, since we're here.
Yeah.
And so far,
he just stabbed that motherfucker like 100 times, dude.
Out of all of the kills, this was my least favorite kill so far.
It was kind of awkward. It showed Chucky just stabbing him over and over and over.
And I get that it was a doll, it was animatronics. It was just the way it looked.
Yeah, I don't know
if it was like
if it was Chucky
like that,
or just Oliver's reaction, or both. It wasn't fitting.
It was a nice way to kill him because like literally everybody has headphones and they're Bluetooth headphones and they're like all just jamming to this fucking music. Apparently the music's so fucking loud you can't hear this motherfucker because he's screaming at the top of his damn lungs. But yeah, Lexi didn't hear anything. Chucky sneaks up on her. He actually pulls off a pretty sneaky way to get to her.
Lexi's smoking the doob.
God damn.
Chilling. Isn't she sitting on like a beanbag chair?
No, I think she might have been.
So she sees this pair of shoes behind a curtain. And she's like, oh shit, that's weird. Let me go check that out. Throws the curtain behind and it's just a pair of shoes. And she picks them up, looks at them. And that is when the funniest shit I've ever seen comes about. Because you see fucking Chucky raise his knife and his motherfucking hanging socks. Mm-hmm. This fucking runs. And instead of stabbing Lexi, he just jumped on top of her, tried to strangle her. He gets overpowered, but not before the joint gets thrown into the curtain and sets it on fire.
And he's just sitting there cackling, and people down the stairs, they come up and they're like, evil dies tonight. It's like, you don't see anything besides the fire just spreading everywhere. Even spreading into the hallway on the railing, and everybody's still fucking jamming out. And there's a fucking fire. Like, eventually, I know you might not hear the fire.
You're going to feel that shit.
You got to feel that fucking heat. And it cuts back to, Chucky going back to his first kill. Basically, they set it up. Like, the whole story is he was at a party, and they kept talking about this killer who's on the loose. And it's like, I want to say 60s, 70s, or whatever. And he's a child, so I want to say 60s. And you keep hearing about it. And then you hear noises downstairs from his room. He's calling out to his parents, like very obviously like upset, like what's going on. And he gets like halfway down the stairs. And he stops. Like, oh, at first, because I even said it to you, I thought it was the dad killing the mom.
That's what I thought too.
I legit thought that. Maybe he just wasn't happy in the marriage, and he's gonna blame it on the fucking serial killer. I would have understood that if that was how the story went. But no, it was the dad on the ground, getting fucking destroyed with a fucking knife.
Jackhammered.
But it was odd, like, the way that he was, like, doing it was, like, cause he obviously had him done, like, and there was nothing the dad was going to be able to do anymore. But it wasn't like he was, like, just, like, over and over, like, in a rhythm. It was, like, it was just a weird motion for me. But, like, I guess maybe he was just, like, very passionate about how he was doing it. The dad looks at Chucky and says, run. The most stupid thing I've seen so far in the show. The mom she comes out from, I guess, her bedroom. She looks downstairs seeing her husband being brutally fucking murdered by a dude with a knife. Mm-hmm. Now I get it. He's down at the bottom of the stairs. Whatever. She runs upstairs. I don't think that would have been the move. He's still stabbing him even when they were running up the stairs. So you had at least enough time to possibly run outside and get out of here. She runs upstairs into her closet and locks the fucking closet.
It's one of those old-ass, flimsy wood closets, too.
Yeah. Like
at least find a fucking window.
With the little blinds and shit.
Get a blanket and fucking tie off, and trust me, I would have found a better way.
Yeah. She's trying to keep Chucky quiet, but she can't keep quiet herself.
No, like
she's like heavy-ass breathing. And the dude's in the room, like in the actual living room. Or not the living room, in the bedroom.
Tells Charles, little Chucky, be quiet. And she's over there fucking,
it was so fucking loud.
Then the killer hears her.
And then so the killer goes to the door, opens it. And what does he see? Charles there, next to his dead mother. And I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't see that coming.
No.
I didn't. He says, I helped you.
He's like, I helped?
I helped.
I thought it was going to be like he killed the fucking serial killer. But it gave him a taste for it. I never would have thought he killed his fucking mother.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much time he had or how quick he was with this shit. He had a little pocket knife. His hands were covered in blood. And she was clearly dead. It wasn't like she was still gasping for fucking air, which that might have been what it was then. It was like she was gasping for air. That's what he heard.
It had to have been a very articulate kill because there wasn't... It doesn't jump cut to the killer hears the mom.
Opens the door.
She's dead. And then the serial killer kneels down and he's like, got guts, kid. He grabs the pocket knife, cleans it off, closes it back, and hands it to little Charles. His mother's blood all over his hands anyway. He's like, gotta cover your tracks, man. See him walking down the road. That's the end of the episode.
Yeah. Well, besides the cutback to Chucky
in
the fire, or laughing or whatever.
That's a badass scene, though.
Yeah, it was
Chucky
nice.
Surrounded and engulfed in flames, just laughing. The cliffhanger.
It's nice.
Cliffhanger.
Overall, it seems to be, for me, the Chucky series is like slowly amping it up every episode. It's not gotten worse. It's not been like stale for real. I've never had a moment where I was like, God, this is like dragging.
I didn't think it was a bad episode. I will say this is my least favorite episode. Which I get it, I mean, not every episode can be like bam, 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 like this happened, this happened, this happened. Mm-hmm. You gotta have a moment of like pacing. I get that.
I will say it had my least favorite kill. I liked the episode 1 better. 3 and 2 are about the same for me. Like I said, neither one are awful. None of it was bad. It's staying where I need it to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's staying watchable.
Yeah, it keeps you
the whole time. Overly boring? Or it's never boring.
No, because this cast is great. Like, each character, Jake plays his role very well. Lexi plays the bitch very well. Mm-hmm. Chucky's Chucky. The loving uncle is playing the loving... Jin has his hatred for Jake. Now he's worried. He plays that well. There's not really a cast member I don't like in the series. Mm-mm. They're all pretty good.
The only thing that I'm semi-worried about is Devin, because he's been different each episode.
Yeah, he's just all over the place.
And I actually want to like Devin as a character. Again, I think it's a really good episode. We're going to rank the TV show whenever the first season ends. Things we really, really liked and a few things we didn't like. Excited for episode 4. Every time I've been excited for the next episode. Because we have been as on top of this as we have been on anything in a long time.
And I feel like episode 4 is going to be the turning point of the show.
I'm still waiting on, some of the standards or like the main people that we would expect to see. I'm not sure if we're going to get Andy.
Sure we will.
I feel like that'll be like a end of season reveal.
But you got to see how it plays out. But I think this next episode is going to lead into that direction now.
Yeah.
I think just the Jake and Chucky storyline from here on out is going to be on the back burner. It's not going to be gone. It's just going to be like the second plot point now.
So again, we're very excited for episode 4. We really hope y'all are. Listen to how you felt about episode 3. Do you think it's improving? It's getting worse? Is it staying pretty consistent for you? What's been your favorite kill? Who's your favorite character? Let us know anything you want to talk about in the comments. We're all about talking about it. We try to respond to everything we can. Really appreciate y'all watching. Thank y'all. And until the next episode, deuces.
Adios.
What a slam. Bring us back to your garage. Just my crew just might roll on you like